Have you heard of a cryptocurrency before? This is like Bitcoin or Ethereum or many other cryptocurrencies which are based on cryptography. Those prices of cryptocurrencies change very frequently because they are not yet stable. The price of a cryptocurrency changes dramatically from month to month. In April, it decreases by 25%. In May, it increases by 25%. In June, it decreases by 20%. In July, it returns to its pre-April price. What is its percent change in July? This is an example of a question 8 difficulty on an AMC 10. When you look at these numbers, increase and decrease by percents can be done with decimals, but they can also be done with fractions, especially when the numbers are very nice for fractions. For example, decrease by 25%, what you can say is decrease by 25% is multiplying by 3/4. That's what happens when something decreases by 25%. Increase by 25% means that it multiplies by 5/4, because 1/4 is that 25%. If you multiply these two together, so far, what we get is multiply by 15/16, and that is where I am here. Okay, the good thing to notice here is that it's not 0. If you decrease by 25% and increase by 25%, you will not get back to your original price. To finish, it decreases by another 20%. So I need to take the 15 over the 16 multiplied by, when you decrease by 20%, it's 4/5, because 1/5 is 20%. If I multiply these together, then what I see through canceling is 4 and 3, and I find that I'm at 3/4. So at this point, I find out that by the time I finish June, my price is 3/4 of what it was when I began. But then in July, it returns to its pre-April price. That means it has to restore and it has to increase, so that 3/4 means it has to multiply by 4/3. That means that in July, the price changes by times 4/3, and then that's a percent change of plus 33 1/3%. Okay, a very routine question. I wanted to put this here to also give you an idea of a shortcut, though. You see, these sorts of increase and decrease by 25%, by 20% are quite common. And I said at the beginning, decrease by 25%, increase by 25% doesn't bring you to the same place as before. But something you see very often when you do these kinds of questions is that actually, if you think about what happens when you decrease by 20%, that's multiplying by 4/5. Well, what's the reciprocal of that? 5/4. That's an increase of 25%. So something you see after you've done a lot of these questions is that a decrease of 20% and an increase of 25% are exactly canceling each other out. Now, once you know that, if you look at the question again, there is a place where it says increases by 25%, and there's a place where it says decreases by 20%. Actually, because of that, these two cancel each other out. This may as well never have happened. So whenever you're doing these percent increase, percent decrease questions, if you see some familiar things that cancel, it's nice to get rid of them right away. So actually the whole problem is just if something decreased by 25% and then it undoes the decrease, what is this? Well, that's easy. Decreased by 25%, that's the 3/4 that we found. You invert that to get the 4/3 and the answer. In general, you can do this trick even if these two are not right after each other, because multiplication is commutative. So if anywhere in your chain you have a decrease by 20%, you can always cancel it with an increase of 25%. It's useful to know these common increase and decrease fractions, not only for math problems, but also if you go shopping at the store.